Good morning, everybody. Happy Father's Day. And to you mamas pulling double time, happy Father's Day. What a day. It's Sunday and we gotta get a little bit of shade. Back from vacation. I was gone. My fam and I took the kids to Sanibel and Key West, and before you ask, yes, that is a very long drive from Mississippi. Oh man, it was a long drive. We don't mind taking the kids on trips like that because we would much rather, take them and expose them to the world. Feel like there's a lot that needs to be seen, and even, we've taken them several places, but we don't try to bother ourselves with the details on, how we're going to get there and how, in a car, keeping kids in a car for that long is going to be tough, but we try not to concern ourselves with that. We just deal with it as it comes. But it's always fun. It's always fun. And we always have these moments on the trips where, we just have these amazing memories that we've created. And, I'm definitely a destination person rather than the journey. But as I have gotten a little bit older, I have come to appreciate some of the stuff that happens during the journey. It's just, vacation, family vacation. So we're back. I was out of the gym for 8 days. 8 days. 8 days. That was so hard, but I had already set myself up. There's something called a deload week that is highly recommended that you do. And I'll be quite honest, I've never done one before just because simply I'm a brat and I don't want to. I enjoy lifting weights and I enjoy being active and I enjoy just, I like to fill my life with the things that I enjoy, and it's not harmful. So, I don't know that it's always so necessary, but anyway, it is highly recommended, and so I thought I would give it a try, and I did. We were active on vacation, but I did not pack any active wear, and no tennis shoes were to be found, so that I would have, I wouldn't have any temptation to go. They had a fabulous gym on site. Don't think I didn't go in there and scope it out, but I made a point not to exercise because I just, or rather like go to a gym facility. We biked, we bicycled around Sanibel Island, which was really cool. Got the kids involved in that. Went kayaking. We did a lot of walking up and down the beach, a lot of walking around Key West, and so that was fun. So we were active, but also I gave my body a chance to really, really recover, and it was great. It was great. And so then it was back into the gym today. I also took a little bit of a diet break, or let's be honest, an entire diet break, because I did not count 1 calorie while I was on vacation. I was mindful, but I'm going to be honest, I indulged, and it's no big thing. Life was meant to be lived. And so I have, I'm not competing. I'm not a competitor. I am not anybody but Kelly, Zumba with Kelly. And so sometimes if I'm carrying a little bit of extra body fat, so what? I'll get it off. It's not excessive by any means. I'm in a point where in my health and fitness journey that I can kind of come off the gas at times and just kind of coast and do, things that I enjoy. And that's what this is about. This is about, obviously you want to do things and you want to look good. And you got to do some hard work, but you definitely can pull, take the heat off at times and scale back. It's important to do that to reset. And what's interesting is I'm coming back, and I don't know if it's the tan or what. They say if you can't tone it, tan it, and there's a lot of truth to that. But, I'm coming back and I actually feel leaner. I feel leaner. So I got up this morning, 8 days out of the gym, and I went and lifted some stuff, and it felt great. Man, I love lifting weights. I just love it. When you can feel that muscle working, oh, there's nothing like it. It's just amazing. But I wanted to expand on something that you guys I hope you read while I was out. I'm reading this book by Tim Grover called Relentless, Good, Great to Unstoppable, and man, he drops some pretty incredible truths in that book. I'm not done with it yet, but it is all about really removing obstacles and limitations that we impose on ourselves. And so if you sat long enough and you dug deep enough, this is where we really can uncover some of the limitations that we place on ourselves. And when we can remove those obstacles and those limitations, we really open ourselves up to exponential growth. You know, I can't remember where I read this, but if you stop growing, you start dying. And that's true. You know, you always want to push yourself forward. You always want to see what more are you capable of. You know, there's no limit in life to what you can learn. You can only continue. So I don't know what just happened to my camera, so I hope I'm still recording. But anyway, what I wanted to expand on is this concept of discomfort, that we got a lot of people living a lifestyle where they choose to be overly indulgent all the time. There's no exercise, there's no diet, they're just kind of YOLOing. And I'm not just talking about people with excessive body weight. I'm talking about skinny. There's something called skinny fat. You know, people who are just have a really fast metabolism, but they are not healthy. They don't eat well. They don't move their body. They don't get enough sleep. They drink too much. Maybe they smoke. Maybe they don't do any of those things, but they don't move their body, and they just eat, you know, and that's not good either. That's something called skinny fat. But here's the thing. Whatever choices that you make, if you choose not to live a healthy lifestyle and eat healthy foods most of the time, or move your body most of the time, live an active lifestyle. I'm not talking about, you don't have to lift weights, you don't have to do Zumba, you don't have to do any of those things, but you do have to do something where you are active and you move your body on the regular. Your body was meant for motion, and so if you don't do those things and you just eat whatever you want, whenever you want it, all of the time, there's going to be some consequences for that at some point in your life. You know, there is a friend of mine who is experiencing a few little blips in her health right now. She's very young, and those little blips are warning signs from her body telling her that it needs some help. Your body is in constant communication with you, trying to tell you what's going on. You're tired, you're real tired all the time. That's your body telling you something. You got some GI issues, you got some acid reflux, you got, you know, a lot of gas, a lot of bloating, whatever it might be. That is your body communicating with you. And I am a firm believer that over time, the more we continue to ignore these signs and symptoms and these little bitty blips on the radar that our body is signaling to us, that is where we get chronic and acute disease. If you ignore this stuff, y'all, the bad, serious, expensive, bad things, that's when those crop up, you know? But if you listen to it, a lot of that stuff can be controlled, and you don't have to go on medication. You know, you don't have to go on medication. You don't have to, like, put your life on hold for treatment, but you have to listen. You got to listen, because your body is telling you something. And are you just ignoring it and choosing not to listen to it because you're scared, or because you don't want to? You don't want to be uncomfortable in the gym. You don't want to be uncomfortable on the diet. So later on in your life, you're going to be uncomfortable all the time, more uncomfortable than you would have been if you'd have just did the work in the beginning. You know, you gotta do, life is all about evaluating pros and cons and risk versus benefit. And, you know, if you would rather be uncomfortable in your golden years, or even sooner than that, because you wanted to live a life of comfort now, you know, personally, I want to live my life, and I'm going to get a little bit uncomfortable in the gym, or I'm going to get a lot uncomfortable in the gym and in the kitchen, so that later in my life I can enjoy it. I can enjoy my grandkids. I can enjoy just being a person in the world. I can enjoy being, you know, at some point in my life when I don't have kids to take care of, I want to live my life in a way that they're not having to take care of me. Is that possible that that's going to happen still? Yes, but I want the odds in my favor that that's not going to be my life. I want to be independent, feeling good, looking good, having the picture of health for as long as I can. And so I would rather be uncomfortable now, getting up super early in the morning to get my workouts done, because for me, Kelly, that's what works for me, and I enjoy it. I would rather eat the vegetables and learn how to like those so that I can add to the value of my long-term health, so that one day, when that day comes, I can reap the benefit of this exponential investment that I have made in my health. And so you have to ask yourself, would you rather be uncomfortable now and doing the work that you're going to reap the benefit of? It's going to allow you to look the way that you've always wanted to look. It's going to allow you to feel the way that you've always wanted to feel. It's going to give you those things in your life, aside from physical changes. It's going to give you all these things that you wanted. Or would you rather just coast and accept another day where you didn't do anything for your health, and then one day pay the consequences for it? That is your choice that you have to make, and it's a choice that everybody has to make. Personally, I would rather choose the former, where I'm going to be uncomfortable a little bit or a lot of the time so that I can reap the rewards of that long term. But only you are the one who can decide that for yourself. So, anyway, I love y'all. Sometimes I got to drop the hammer. Sometimes I have to I want to share these truths with y'all, because I think there's not a lot of people in the world that, talk about this stuff. Or maybe they do, but maybe it's not from somebody that you can relate to. I hope y'all can relate to me. I try to be relatable. Try to be your girl. So, there you go. There you go. It's a fabulous book, Relentless by Tim Grover. Check it out. Some serious stuff in there. Has caused me to do a lot of internal